Ring the bell.
Hello everybody and welcome to the debut edition of the Slam Society's Livewire Slamcast. I'm Karlifornia. This week I cover the ongoings in NXT with Giulia's debut and the TNA Invaders, Smackdown's premiere episode on USA, Jericho and Mistico facing off at CMLL's 91st anniversary show, the latest pay-per-views from TNA with Victory Road, and Major League Wrestling's Fightland, and much more. So sit tight, have a Coke and a smile, shut the f*** up, and enjoy the show. Hello everyone and welcome to the inaugural edition here of the Livewire Slamcast, and I'm your Livewire and I'm alive, baby. I'm Karlifornia here with y'all once again, and I've decided here on the Slam Society, I've decided to retool the way we do our reviews here on the Slam Society. You see, if anyone out there has been checking out our reviews over the last few years, you may be aware that every time there's a wrestling pay-per-view, be it TNA, MLW, WWE, AEW, etc., we would do a separate review for every single pay-per-view, but I was finding that it wasn't working. So average view durations, view counts in general, just I think we're spreading things too far, too thin, talking about things that don't matter. So right here, right now, I've decided to bring out this new show, the Livewire Slamcast, and I'm going to be talking about the highlights of certain things throughout the week in professional wrestling as it pertains to shows in general. Not really news related, but more shows in general. So we're going to give this a whirl and see how we go. And by the way, this show is not sponsored by Butterfinger.
Nobody better lay a finger on my Butterfinger from Nestle.
So this all kind of kicked off because, you know, a few weeks ago, we had a pay-per-view called TNA Emergence. And also that same weekend, we had AEW All Out. I had just kind of got to the point where I had enough. I hadn't done any reviews in a couple of weeks, and then lo and behold, there was an MLW, there was NXT, there was just like a whole bunch that just came at once, and I was like, you know what? I'm in my 30s now. I don't want to spend my whole weekend watching 3-4 hour long pay-per-views. You know, when they all come at the same time, geez, it can really burn you out. So unfortunately, yes, we did not do any reviews for TNA Emergence or AEW All Out. And I just thought to myself, you know what? I need to figure out a different way of doing this so that I can retain people's energy. I can retain people's attention. You know, no more monotonous talking about matches that no one gives a shit about. No, I'm going to focus on the highlights of the week. I'm going to go from this thing to that thing. And here today, you know, I'm starting off by talking about NXT from this past week, which featured the debut of Giulia, former Stardom performer and also Japanese wrestling star in Marigold. You know, big hype for her coming over. So I'm a big fan of hers. So I thought I would cover some of the ongoings of this week's NXT. I know the show opened with the Street Profits and Fraser and Axiom for the tag titles. I heard that Trey Miguel got injured, so he could not be on the show. The Rascals could not get their title shot. But I'm not talking about the match, but I will talk about the fact that I loved seeing the Bloodline get involved and show up on NXT. That's Tonga Loa, that's Tama Tonga, Jacob Fatu. The three of them showed up. No Solo Sikoa. But I thought it was funny when Jacob came running out and nailed Angelo Dawkins. It was just a sight to see the Bloodline there on NXT, and I think it's smart to put them there because it shows that once again anything can happen in NXT, especially when they're about to head to the CW. So let's get to the match. Giulia taking on Chelsea Green. She's lean, she's mean, she's Chelsea Green, and we all love her. Surely, I don't see many people out there that don't like her, except those wrestling fans on Twitter and all that like think it's real. Yeah, those types don't really like her, but she's fantastic, and I'll get to some more compliments on her in a minute, but I thought Giulia looked fantastic in her entrance. The way that they're presenting her straight out of the gate is important, is very good. And I'm glad that she's wearing her, interesting jackets that she used to wear, in Stardom, etc. Love the start of the match where Chelsea Green backhanded her across the face, but then Giulia just headbutted her. Very nice. One thing I've got to complain about with the crowd is, don't force shit chants, people. Can we please not force shit chants? Just enjoy the match. Stop sitting there trying to think of the next chant to come up with. Giulia's gonna kill. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Joe is gonna kill you. Taz is gonna kill you. That works. Giulia the word doesn't fit, okay? You can't force a square peg in a round hole. Force something else in your hole if you don't like it. But look, I'm glad that they got a main roster lady to work with Giulia in her debut. I think it was important for her as she's getting her bearings in the WWE system. I still think they should have put out some vignettes for Giulia. I know it might be difficult, but she did have 2 matches there in Marigold. So you could have, shown some highlights of some of the work she did over there. I'm sure they couldn't use Stardom footage. But that's just me. I still think, even though a lot of diehards know who she is, okay, I know. And I wouldn't have known who she was if it weren't for a friend of mine on the internet. But I've come to know her because of him. They needed to find a way to highlight her prowess before debuting, because there will be people that don't know who she is. Chelsea did take charge and get a bit of heat in this one. But I loved how out of nowhere she just copped that knee to the fucking skull. And then the Northern Lights bomb and the beautiful madness, as she's been dubbed as, Giulia, gets the win. Be still, my beating heart. After this, Charlie Dempsey defeats Javon Evans, retaining the Heritage Cup. After Tavion Heights got involved to mess Javon Evans up. I liked it. So it looks like, I guess, the No Quarter Catch crew are going back to being heels after their kind of short little feud there with how you fucking doing, Tone, and the family. The next highlight of this show was Obafemi defending the North American Championship against Hammerstone. Bro, I am a fan of Alexander Hammerstone. And from the day I first saw him in MLW, I thought, I like this guy. He's a throwback to like the Jax guys from the 90s. He would have fit right in WCW on Saturday night. Getting wins over Dave Burkhead and Adrian Bird. And it really feels like more and more TNA people are showing up there at NXT. I really feel like by December, we might get like a Worlds Collide or something around that point in time. It's just an assumption though, but they're taking their time, and surely by taking their time, as time wears on, more people cross to TNA, more people cross to NXT. At some point, the hostility is going to build, right? Something's going to happen where, brand pride comes into it. It'd be interesting when the Motor City Machine Guns kind of debut there in NXT, because they'll be NXT people, but they'll be from TNA. I mean, wouldn't it be interesting if like TNA talent were now infiltrating NXT by getting under contract there or something like that? It's something, but they've got the working relationship, and I think it's working for me, brother. So when Hammerstone came out, I was happy that there was a big reaction for him. It was a big hoss fight. As I said, I'm really big on Hammerstone, and I thought that this was the test that Obafemi needed. He needed to go out there and have somebody that stood in front of him that was essentially like the white version of him. Hammerstone and Obafemi are both jacked to the gills. They're both tall men. So I think it was cool to see Hammerstone, Obafemi, having to deal with somebody who was just as muscular as opposed to, kind of having to sell for, having to sell for smaller wrestlers who that's generally what the roster is there in NXT for Obafemi. So I did watch the full match. I did like seeing these two big bastards going at it. And of course, Hammerstone copped that pop-up powerbomb and got pinned. So, and you know what? Great job from Hammerstone. I thought, good props to you, man. Props to you. It's your first time you got to wrestle in NXT. You probably inquired about going there after you left MLW. So props to you for going there and putting the younger guy over. Very cool. They followed it with another big hoss fight with Ridge Holland and Duke Hudson as the war rages on with Chase U and their former friend Ridge Holland. I'm liking this mean streak from Ridge Holland. He won with the Redeemer, and it just seems like he's picking Chase U apart. So I don't know where they're going to go with it. Thea Hale screaming at ringside there. And the highlight there was Duke Hudson getting thrown through a barricade. I like it. I like it. I like it. The next interesting thing on this show, and the last thing that I really paid full attention to, was the TNA Knockouts Championship being on the line here. The Juggernaut Jordynne Grace taking on, it was an open challenge, and the open challenge was accepted by Hubba Soul Ruca. Oh, baby. Yes, she's hot as fuck. Hot to trot, dude. She is fit as a fiddle. And just that stomach, she's just in incredible shape. I did like the stare down between Jordynne and Giulia before the match. But anyway, Jordynne Grace has had a long run as Knockouts champion. Like, I don't even remember when she won it. It's so long ago now. But I thought this was exciting stuff. I thought Jordynne and Soul played off one another real well. Power versus the high flying as usual. And, again, if anyone out there was expecting Charlotte Flair or something like that, or a main roster woman to accept this challenge, once again, let me reiterate. NXT and TNA, NXT and A. This is these two companies working together, okay? Don't worry about the main roster. Get over it, okay? And again, reiterating one last time, NXT get higher ratings than TNA. Anytime anyone from TNA appears on NXT programming, it's a bonus for TNA because they're getting seen by more eyeballs than they usually would. Same goes if NXT people go to TNA, they might bring eyeballs with them because they've got more fans, because it's just mathematics. It's just mathematics. If TNA are garnering 230,000 people a week on Access TV and maybe an extra 50 to 100,000 on YouTube, NXT are getting between 600 and 700,000 people a week. And plus all the people that tune in on YouTube to check out the highlights and all that. More eyeballs see NXT. That means they're more well-known than people in TNA. That's just a fact. TNA now is not TNA from 2009. TNA now is TNA from now, and it's not a knock on them. But again, they're not put in front of enough eyeballs in order for it to be like TNA and WWE are equal. And people keep on going on about how, NXT, they're the developmental, why are TNA people losing to, or why are they facing these people? It's not such a big deal that Jordynne Grace beats Izzy Dame in a match. Yes, it is. It is a big deal. It's all a big deal. We're all building both TNA and NXT together through this story. Anyway, great showcase for these two ladies here. I love the crossbody that Sol did, and Jordynne rolled through, picked her up, went to do something, and then got a tornado DDT out of it. Very nice spot, probably spot of the show. We got a muscle buster from Jordynne Grace. The lights go out, baby, when the lights go out. Rosemary shows up. Wendy Chu attacks Jordynne Grace. And I was like, what is going on? I've missed out on a few weeks here. This was billed for TNA Victory Road. I did not know Wendy Chu was challenging Jordynne Grace at Victory Road. But yeah, this was cool. I do think Jordynne could have got the pin on Sol Ruca before being attacked, but that's okay. That's all right. It's not a big deal. We don't really need to like flat out pin Sol Ruca here, who's already, copped, a few serious losses in the, recent months. But anyway, good stuff here. And of course, the main event of NXT featured Trick Williams and Pete Forkin Dawnson. I think they had a last man standing match, right? Look, I only watched the highlights here of this one. And the highlights skimmed most of the match, to be honest. It just showed the finish, which I thought was hilarious. Ethan Page had his title belt with him. He's in a suit. Trick and Dunn are both struggling to get to their feet. Dunn's down. Trick finally gets to his feet, and as he's getting to his feet, Ethan Page is charging at him. He's wearing a suit, and Trick Williams, as he finally gets to his feet, high back body drop over his head, and Ethan Page goes through the announce table. Dude, I love shit like that. I fucking love shit like that. Geez, I think it was fucking years ago on SmackDown. Whoever was feuding with Batista, they were fighting Fit Finlay. And Batista was on commentary, and he was in a nice little shirt and stuff. And anyway, the guy fucking just threw Finlay over the ring announce, the announce table, and just fucking barreled Batista off his chair. Stuff like that kills me. Anyway, overall I did enjoy what I saw from NXT this week, and props to Giulia, who had a great debut. And after this, we're going to be checking out my thoughts on WWE Smackdown and the premiere on the USA Network. So I decided to check out the SmackDown premiere on the USA Network this past weekend, and it's got a new look, new logo, as is tradition. They had a new theme song called Never Play, which I think should have never played. Because when I heard that theme song, I thought to myself, no, Like, what did you all think out there? Please, in the comments, let me know why you also thought no. Because I don't know whose decision it is to choose a popular song to be the theme song for a wrestling show where people are about to fight each other and punch each other in the mush. But this song had no vibe that made me think that I was about to see a show where somebody is going to fight somebody else. It's a slow rap song. Okay. I got nothing wrong. I got nothing against rap. I like rap music. I listen to it quite often. But what is with WWE and their incessant need to pick soft cock fucking hip hop? Why do we always get this, like, I don't know, they used to be badass. The beautiful people, the beautiful people. You know, it doesn't need to be heavy metal. It doesn't need to be that all the time, but please, you know, I would even Nickelback. We're coming out tonight. Something, something, something. You know, that was a fucking shit song, but for whatever reason, it really worked with you know, Raw. But anyway, look, I just didn't think the song suited at all. Please, in the comments, let me know how much you hated it. Okay, so look, let's get to the opening matchup here. Cody and Sikoa in the cage match. We knew who was winning ahead of time. Imagine Solo Sikoa walked away with the fucking belt here. There's no way that's happening. I don't agree with extended ring introductions when it's a cage match, okay? Like, they're in there, they're being caged to fight each other. They're trying to keep the bloodline out. But it's got to this serious point. They're not standing there waiting for someone to say their name. They want to get at each other. I know this is WWE, but sometimes you're so squeaky fucking clean. It really fucking bothers me, man. You know when Cody drops to his back and does that punch? I gotta say, bro, like, tighten it up a little bit, please. Tighten it up a little bit. You know, I know it's rich of me saying shit like this, considering I think I just hurt my arm by using mannerisms, etc. Right? But sometimes it looks like he's dropped to his back and he's like a little kitten, like wanting to play. Come on, bro, hit him in the fucking head. Like, why do you need to keep dropping to your fucking back to hit someone? Why don't you just fucking uppercut the fucker? Anyway, look, I'm getting a little bit sick of Cody the babyface, but that's just me, you know. Don't mind me. That should be my quote. Don't mind me, okay? Because I get bored of baby faces very quickly. So seeing Cody get sent into the side of the cage was very joyful for me. Big Cody cutter. Big Cody cutter. Like anyone gives a shit. Solo Sikoa, bro, I'm going to give you some notes too, man. You need to be more vocal. Not just when you're going to go for the Samoan spike, but when you're hitting them. You know, come on, make some noise, bro. You beat the shit out of someone. I know you're probably like a quiet guy and you're a gentle giant, but, you know, come on. You got that animal in you, dude. Solo superplex on Cody off the top of the cage. Fucking hell, man. Made me be like, I'm glad I don't wrestle anymore. Babyface title reigns are tough. I think Cody's doing the best he can. Everyone, once again, I need to iterate and reiterate this. When there's a big journey for someone to win the championship at WrestleMania, okay? You know, in your mind, that guy is not dropping the belt within the next 2 or 3 months. Okay? You know ahead of time Cody's not dropping that belt for some time because he's just won the belt. If he loses it soon after, oh, the shit would hit the fan, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it just hit the fucking fan? Boys and ladies, we've got to be honest, okay? We've got to be honest. We know the reign is going for a while, okay? We know he's going to face guys like Kevin Owens. He's going to face guys like, I can't even remember who else he's defended it against, Solo Sikoa. He's going to defend the belt against a lot of these guys that we know aren't going to take the belt off Cody. Just like we knew Balor and Nakamura weren't going to beat Rollins for the world title last year just after he won it. They got to get through those fucking first few months. We know that. We know it's very difficult in this day and age to keep people on their toes. Yes, it's not like the 90s anymore, is it, Karlifornia? No, it's not, where we don't have 10, 20 title changes in a year. It wasn't never really that bad, but if you look at the stats, if you look at the facts, back in like 97, 98, 99, 2000, the world title was put on the line like fucking dozens of times a year. Like, I'm talking like 40, 50 times, maybe. I'm talking like WCW, like, put it all together. Like, the belt was on the line quite fucking often. So that means the belt changed hands more often as well. Now they stretch it, they pull it, and that's fine. But people need to stop being like, oh, the title reign's boring. We know who's winning. Of course you know who's winning. What do you think's gonna fucking happen? Like, this is the biggest problem with wrestling fans, and I'm trying to keep this succinct and short, but I get into these rants, okay? We know what you people are like. You want your dopamine hit. You want to see the next person win the belt. And then when Swerve Strickland has the belt, oh, his title reign's boring. And then he drops it to Bryan Danielson. Like, oh, you know what? They didn't really do right by Strickland by having him drop it so soon. It's like, make your fucking mind up. Make your mind up. Anytime someone's been a babyface champion, every time. Even the heels, actually. But yeah, Bayley's title reign's boring. Seth Rollins' title reign's boring. Drew McIntyre, his title reign's boring. Maybe you're the one that's boring, dude. You just constantly need your little dopamine hits in order to enjoy wrestling. Mate, just fucking watch and shut the... Okay. Back to this match. Good stuff, boys. Good stuff, but stop relying on kicking out of finishes, please. It doesn't need to happen every fucking time, Cody. You get your finisher kicked out of again. Like, when he hit the crossroads the first time, like, dude, that's it. Finish it there. Nope, he had to kick out. We got to stop relying on it. Anyway, he finally retained. Here comes the bloodline. I like the way that they scaled the cage, even though the door was open. They're attacking. The referees are fucking useless, especially the one that's like, the one that gets to open the door. I mean, what kind of shit job do you have, mate? That's all you're good for, is it? Yeah, when they come to the door, open it for them. What? Fuck off. I hate the WWE with their fucking cage match in the door. Springboard moonsault from Jacob Fatu. He goes to the top of the cage because he's a crazy motherfucker. Here comes Roman. Here comes Roman. And I wrote, imagine Roman turned heel here. There's no way. Roman took control of the ring. He challenged Jacob Fatu, who powdered. Cody and Roman then went up over Tonga and Tama. End of segment. Very good, boys. Very good. Good way to open the show. But here's the thing. That was a peak. A peak at the beginning of the show. Where do we go from there? Well, this is where we went. We got sexy Kathy Kelly. Good God. Good God. With Nick Aldis. You know what? Okay. I've said something about a female. Nick Aldis is a handsome man. I'll say that. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna bite the air and bark like a dog though. What the fuck is wrong with me? Did I really bark like a dog? Anyway, that's how you do this shit without backstage reporters. They're not just interviewers that stand in one spot in front of a TV. No, they go around. They're trying to get the fucking scoop. It would be great if there were more stories going on, and there are stories going on, but it would be great if there were more like cuts and, they didn't fucking do a lot of fucking pre-tapes for this show. I don't know if the art of the pre-tape is over, but there's no other stories being covered backstage really throughout this show. But I'm just saying it would be good to see Kathy Kelly running around, trying to get scoops on other stories as well. Anyway, next matchup, Michin, Mia Yim, no entrance. Piper Niven, no entrance. Why should I care if they don't even get an entrance? Come on, man. That's a part of the appeal. That's a part of the whole goddamn deal, dude. By the way, I'm drinking Doritos Mango. It's like a Mexican flavored soda. No, it doesn't taste like a Mexican. I mean, it's from Mexico. But it's mango flavor. Anyway, yeah, you know, I just don't understand this whole thing of like canceling out entrances and giving these two ladies like a 90-second match. Fucking hell. Like, don't do stuff like that because you open yourself up to criticism. Luckily, I don't give enough of a shit to complain about it, but Chelsea Green's at ringside. Oh, yeah, baby. I like it when Chelsea Green is at ringside. And she's got little short shorts on. And they're riding high. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, God, they were riding high. And I was flying high through this matchup here. Love when Piper Niven did fucking flip off the ring apron onto Mia Yim. Like, that is a weapon headed your way, Michin. Why did Michin hesitate twice looking for weapons under the ring? Didn't understand that. She finally grabbed a kendo stick and whacked Chelsea with it. Poor Chelsea. She's had a rough week. Suplex off the second rope, hits her. Eat defeat. Not eat the feet. Eat defeat or eat defeat. Double meaning. Isn't that clever? That's so clever, isn't it? Fuck you. Chelsea, I was like, go Chelsea. She gets her after the match. Hits the I'm prettier, not the unpretty her Michael Cole. It's the I'm prettier because Chelsea Green's trying to say with her finisher, I'm prettier than you. And she generally is. I love how she got I'm prettier. That's Mia Yim or Michin onto a trash can. I love how the referee fucked off and didn't show any concern about the post-match attack at all. There's this poor woman, this female athlete, had her face driven into a steel trash can where she could have had some serious damage done. Referee did not give a flying fuck, bro. Referee fucking bailed. Referee was already backstage having a fucking cold lamb sandwich. Let's move forward. Owens and a mystery partner taking on A-Town Down Under. And I was like, oh, so his tag partner's just some fucking random guy. Great. I was hoping it was going to be a nice surprise, a debut. We don't need any more people over there. But it was this guy called Ricky. And Owens got him over with the simplest thing. That's Ricky and that's my partner. And Ricky put his hands up and the crowd went, yeah. But then Kevin got told that his tag partner was there. So then Ricky got stunned. And I was like, oh, poor Ricky. Why did he get stunned for? It was Orton. And I'm like, oh, I like Randy Orton. But I was like, come on. I thought have we already seen this match between these two teams? Yeah, the fans are trying to sing to fucking Randy Orton's song. All they know is they talk to me. So they talk to me. They talk to me. Oh, fuck you. Go fucking on Google and read the lyrics if you're going to try and sing along. Don't just sing one line that you know. He's been fucking coming out to it for fucking 2 decades. Give me a break. Right. Well, 2 decades might be a bit much. But anyway. Obviously, Waller and Theory are going to split soon. The only thing I had to say was I liked that they had a little graphic at the bottom that acknowledged the broadcast team on the show. I liked it. And Team RKO win the match. Backstage, Kathy Kelly, my sweetheart, with Nick Aldis. You can check out my exclusive interview with Nick Aldis on the Insider's Edge podcast on this channel. It's from ages ago, though. Cody won't team with Roman, apparently. Prick. He Here's the thing, dude. Here's the thing, brah. If this were back in the day, this tag team match would have been about being later in the broadcast. We got all the good shit all the fucking time back then, bro. In the good old days. No, this is for the pay-per-view or the PLE. Booker and Sharmell seen in the crowd. Very nice. Sheamus with the fans. And then Michael Hayes. I think that was Skint on Legends. So, like, Michael, can you just go and stand in the crowd for a minute? Yeah, I guess I thought they were gonna have more. They don't need to fucking keep dragging Legends out when it's a fucking thing, you know. Anyway, so Nia Jax comes out. She's got the belt. She's a champ. Very, very scripted sounding promo. Here's the thing with this segment right here, and I hate to criticize, but it's not bland. It's just incredibly. It's like a hospital. It feels sterile. It feels like there is no. This is like the most base level entry kind of fucking creative that you can think of for a segment which will lead to an idea coming about where we're going to have this match take place next week. It is sterile. There is no urgency on this show. There is no sense that anything can happen on this show. Bailey interrupts because that's the best we can do. Tiffany comes out, tears it up on the mic as usual with her annoying voice. It's just great. Naomi comes out, shows a bit more sass than usual on the mic. Good. Thank you. Got to do something about the glow and the dark shit, though. It's getting a bit old. Tag match is set for next week. Was it whoever gets the pin gets to challenge the belt of the pay-per-view? And I'm like, okay, so the wrestlers can just make their own matches. That's what it sounded like to me. I just got to say, like, that is, for someone who would desperately love to work in creative, to know that this was something that was put out on television, which would have taken him like fucking 3 minutes to write. To me, it's just so insulting, man. And the thing is, I know the company can do better than that. I know they had months to plan for this fucking premiere on USA, but don't do too good, because if you do too good, then you're going to expect it to match that every single week. No. God forbid we have a show that is urgent. Anything can happen, you know, unpredictable, craziness, chaotic. If you want that, go watch NXT, I suppose. Nick heads to the ring. We got a shot of Ron Simmons and Teddy Long in the crowd. Good to see Teddy's awake for this one. a few months ago, he was him and Mark Henry were brought out for an MLW show, and it was a Bumaye Fight Club street fight, and they were the elders, and Teddy Long fell asleep while the match was happening. We got William Regal, Bobby Roode tune in the crowd. See people that are working backstage, they're bringing them out like to make it look like they flew people in. The only thing that pissed me off was that Bobby Roode was trying to get them all to say glorious at the same time, and the fans didn't know what the fuck they were doing. They didn't know where they didn't know what their ass ended and their head began, or I don't know what I'm talking about, but what the fuck? Like, you know what he was aiming for? He was going to say, glorious, I will give in, no, victorious. Fucking hell. You embarrassed him, you fucking idiots. Damian Priest was shown in the crowd as well. Let's go. Carmelo Hayes attacks Andrade at the bell for their match. This was the great match of the show, which the fans seem to appreciate. Andrade finally seems to be getting what he's looking for in his career. Because before, when he was in AEW and WWE before that, he still hadn't found what he's looking for. Roman Reigns cuts a promo. This is my ring. This is my WWE. As soon as he said, "This is my ring, my WWE," Cody's annoying fucking theme song started playing, and I fucking lost it, dude. Cody's just fucking waiting, chomping at the bit to come out because he said something like that. The Bloodline come out and attack the two of them as they have a little bickering session about this stuff. This united Reigns and Cody. One comment, Cody, be careful with the sneakers, dude. Be careful with the sneakers, okay? I saw you jump to the top rope for that Cody cutter, and you managed to nail it, but bro, I went to the top rope once in my sneakers, and I fucking fell from the top rope and landed on my back on the outside. Luckily, did not hurt myself too bad. Just some soreness, but I'm telling you, sneakers are no good, brother. I don't give a shit what the Young Bucks wear on their fucking feet. After Bad Blood, I think Cody seriously has to stop stuff with the Bloodline. This should be the last final fucking thing. And before I head off onto the next subject here on the Livewire Slamcast here, episode 1, I just want to say, you know, when it comes to Bad Blood, what I'm hoping for at Bad Blood is I'm hoping for another debutante to join the Bloodline. What I really want in that tag team match with Reigns and Cody against Sikoa and Jacob Fatu is, if they really want to be serious about Solo Sikoa, if they want to be serious about putting him in the echelon where we might think that it's possible that he could beat Roman Reigns in future, I think in this tag team match, none of that bullshit like, oh, it's Reigns' first match since WrestleMania, he can't lose. No, we don't have to go down the same fucking predictable route every single time. Let's have Sikoa fucking pin Roman Reigns with a fucking Samoan spike, get the pin. Now we're putting him in the conversation at least. I know people have got a fucking hard on for fucking Jacob Fatu, but too soon for him. You know, you've been building Sikoa, do something with Sikoa. Anyway, after this, we'll be checking out my exclusive thoughts on the CMLL 91st anniversary show, and specifically, though, the match between Mistico and Chris Jericho. So I checked out some highlights from the CMLL 91st anniversary show. It's like their big show of the year. And obviously CMLL, many of you might be aware that they, you know, have a bit of a working relationship with MLW and AEW, etc. And the working relationship with AEW has led Chris Jericho, to get to main event one of their anniversary shows against Mistico in a 2 out of 3 falls match. You know, Jericho's like, he's always doing the thing where he wants to tick something off of the list, and now he's headlined a CMLL anniversary show, which is their, again, as I said, their WrestleMania. I mean, I looked at the highlights, and I guess they're called highlights for a reason. Mistico looked like he cut a good pace. Jericho looked like he was hanging in there at the beginning. He won the first fall with a Lion Tamer. He spent a lot of the second fall screwing with the mask of Mistico. I've seen Mistico work this year more than I ever have, and that's all been in MLW. He won the second fall. Big Bill was there with Jericho, who chokeslammed Mistico on the ring apron for a highlight there. And Jericho, good idea going back to the long tights, mate. I don't think you should wear the small ones anymore. Like, I'm serious. Like, I'm fucking serious, dude. Stop fucking wearing the little fucking cock jocks. Stop wearing them. You look terrible in them, dude. Come on. At least with the long pants, you know, it's covering up a bit more. You know, look, even Hogan, when he was in WCW, he stopped wearing the fucking cock jocks. Cock jocks. So anyway, the highlights were the highlights, but people on Reddit were saying Well, they essentially crucified Jericho and said that he really does need to at least have some time off or retire again. And they even said Mystico wasn't very good either. They've been saying that Mystico's been he's been focusing more on trying to get reactions from the crowd and pandering to the crowd than just wrestling the matches or something like that. And I don't know. I don't know what the fuck they're going on about. They're wrestling fans. But yeah, I did see the finish and the La Mystica, which is that spinning head scissors into an armbar, was terribly slow. Looked like in slow motion. And Mystico won as Jericho tapped, and the fans were booing, dude. Not good, bro. Okay, we're almost there, everybody. Time for me to talk about TNA Victory Road. Victory Road. I skimmed through a lot of this. I'm not going to talk about things that aren't important. Not saying that all the matches weren't important in their own way. They're all fine, but I'm just going to talk about the matches that really jumped out to me as I looked at the card. Quick notes on some other things. I think the idea of Hammerstone and Jake Something being a tag team is a great idea. They will be a formidable force, and that division has needed some big guy tag teams in for quite some time because their tag division has essentially been the X Division tag division. The Hardys took on Casey Navarro, who I guess has taken Rich Swan's spot in the group with AJ Francis. Hardys looking better than they have in a long time. And again, I just want to give AJ Francis props because they're few and far between from some of these fucking fans, but he's done a great job in TNA. Hardy's won this matchup here with the Twist of Fate and Swanton. Steph DeLander's story with PCO and Matt Cardona. Unfortunately, this great little storyline that I've been putting together got kind of cut short here with Steph needing neck surgery. So all the best to her. I met her at Starcast Australia. I thought she was fucking cool. And so was her husband, Mance Warner. Very fucking cool guy as well. But yeah, I hope the best for her. And Cardona laid Rhino out in that segment. Zachary Vance, he lost the X Division title back to Mike Bailey. It's a little bit of a hot potato. It's a little bit hot potato, hot potato. The fans need to stop whinging all the fucking time, okay? I will get to this later. Someone talks about this in my tweets when I respond to them. The match looked really good. Bailey won with the Flamingo driver. Moving forward. ABC versus the System. Did not watch, but apparently the System regained the belts. And I heard Matt Raywalt say, trust the System. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Spitfire won the knockout tag titles back, and Alicia and Tasha Steelz turned on Marsha Slamovich afterward, which will be interesting because Alicia is so unlikable, and it'll just be interesting to see Marsha. Fuck her up. Why would Alicia Edwards fuck with Marsha Slamovich? Are you insane, you fool? It's fun. That stuff's fun, bro. Anyway, let's get to the full matches here that I watched. I believe in Joe Hendry. Is it just me, or am I like me and my mate Jack? Are we the only two that are fucking sick and tired of that song? I believe in Joe Hendry. Fuck you. I'm sick of it. Just like I'm sick of LA Knight. Yeah. Oh. You know why I'm sick of it? It's nothing to do with Joe. I like Joe Hendry. He's great. It's just the song gets stuck in your head when you don't want it in your head. Okay. Long story short, this week I had a respiratory virus. I don't even know if I've mentioned that yet, but I was in bed sick, unable to do anything, unable to walk properly, sweating it out in my bed. Like my bed was drenched in sweat. Like it was fucking horrible. And I'm having fever dreams and I'm waking up and all I've got in my head is, I believe in Joe Andre. And I'm just like, no, like I haven't even watched TNA. I haven't watched any wrestling. Why is Joe Andrews' song in my head for? Like when you're sick, when you're that sick, I'd never been that sick before. I thought I had to go to hospital. I was so sick. When you're that sick, you don't want Joe Hendry's song in your fucking head. You don't want it. Trust me. It was driving me crazy, dude. Anyway, this is his most important match in his time in TNA. I swear to God, if it wasn't for this thing with him debuting in NXT, going viral and all that shit, I swear to God, TNA did not have it in the cards to push him like this. I've been watching for the last 2 years. There was no trajectory really for Joe Hendry. He was kind of just doing digital media title stuff, maybe a tag team here and there. I don't think they really believed in Joe Hendry. See what I did there? Huh? See what I did there, you little cunt? Yeah. Look, man, I'm in a happy mood. I'm laughing and I'm smiling because I've been fucking miserable for the last week and a bit. So it's good to feel back to normal. It's good seeing Joe be serious here, okay? Because he can be funny, but he has to show that tough guy streak so we believe in him. And I did not even mean to say it that time. Josh Alexander, as usual, fucking hell, this fucking guy, always giving us the kind of matches that are the ultimate match of the fucking show. The ref bump, gotta say, laughed my butt off over it. Thought it was amazing. It was terrible. He got grazed and somehow he's like tumbling into the corner. Great ankle pick from Joe Hendry into the ankle lock. The way these two went back and forth, just fucking suspense. Josh tapped while the referee was down. It made me feel like I was laughing because Joe is going through so much hardship lately. He cops a field goal kick, but he had a cup in his pants the whole time. And he showed the cup to Josh Alexander and had his and had Joe Hendry's fucking face on it. It's so annoying. He hits the standing ovation, locks in the ankle lock, and Joe wins. Very nice. Congratulations, Joe Hendry. Coming up next, Jordynne Grace. So she's got a double feature here on this show here, Livewire Slamcast. I almost forgot the name of my new show. She defends against Wendy fucking Chu. Big chance here for Wendy. All big. You know why? Because her match with Kalani Jordynne. I'm confused then because it's Kalani Jordynne is Jordynne Grace. You see what I mean? You know, you see what I mean there, you know? She had a terrible match with Kalani Jordynne for the North American Women's title. They showed some highlights of what led to this, you know, Jordynne beating Carmen Petrovic in the match, which is awesome. God, Carmen Petrovic, bro. Ariana Grace, I'll talk about her in a minute. But Paige Prince of Valley is the referee for this matchup, so I'm happy. I'm very happy with that. Jordynne is motoring through the NXT mid-card. I assume she will beat Roxanne back sometime soon once Roxanne's lost the NXT title to Giulia. That's my guess at a Worlds Collide. Roxanne Perez will get a TNA Knockouts title shot. But this is what I hate about Wendy Chu, okay? I know she's evil now, but why would you try and hit Jordynne Grace with a pillow? Now, no, Tom Hannafin, don't you fucking dare tell me it was a loaded pillow. That was a regular pillow. Okay? That was regulation pillow. There was nothing hidden in it. There was no brick. There was nothing of the sort. Don't you dare. Okay? She hit a move on Jordynne on the pillow on the outside, and I'm like, come on. We get it. You like sleep. We get it. But this was a much better outing for Wendy after a bad match with Kalani at No Mercy. Seeing her join forces with Rosemary, for me, I think that is just so cool. Seeing that this TNA and NXT relationship is leading to things like this, where someone from TNA has come to be in forces with someone from NXT, or TNA to NXT. Like, I think it's really cool. And for everyone whinging about WWE, oh, they're going to poach Joe Hendry and Jordynne Grace. Like, Jordynne Grace has done everything there is to do in TNA. You don't need her there anymore. You don't need her there anymore. Just stop fucking complaining about it. Okay? They're going to go where they're going to go. Like, if there was no relationship, they probably would be wanting to sign her anyway. Hendry's over. They probably want to see if he's going to be able to draw money for them in their company. If they leave him in TNA, he's not going to have the chance to really draw the money he can unless he's put in front of more eyeballs. Trust me, they're not just going to take him and not give TNA something back. Jordynne off the top rope whilst taking a Cobra clutch, okay? Wendy has a Cobra clutch locked in on her, and Jordynne just threw herself off the top rope. And the way that Wendy went with her was really great. Matt Raywall, I will kill you, dude, okay? Don't you dare call Wendy Chu the slumber taker, you prick. And then something happened, and he exclaimed, "Chew, gotta be kidding me, bro! I swear to God." Okay, lucky you're bald like me, bro. Okay, Chew kicked out of a vertebraker. I think this is the best match I've seen of hers ever. We got a powerbomb, Juggernaut driver. It's over. Rosemary attacks Jordynne after the fucking match. Let's move forward. Very good. Santino sees his daughter Ariana Grace, dude. This was fucking wholesome and hilarious. He was so proud to see his daughter, and she was all like, "Oh, Dad." Really, just adorable, man. This is what a cute little moment between the two. Because you would think that that was never going to happen again, you know. Anyway, so yeah, I found out here Ariana Grace is injured. That's why she hasn't been performing. And Santino clearly loves his daughter. Anyway, they advertised that this week on Impact, we will hear from Joe Hendry. I hate this "we will hear from" shit. It is an AEW thing. They do it. Don't take something that they do. You don't need to. You know what's better? I always liked watching Raw and someone's theme song just fucking hit. You know? Advertise that people are going to be there, but you don't need to advertise someone's coming out to fucking talk in the microphone. I'd never thought that was cool. I thought it was kind of fucking shit and lazy. Anyway, let's get to the main event here of TNA Victory Road here. And this match right here, I believe, was match of the week. Moose challenging the World Heavyweight Champion of TNA, Nick Nemeth. Kazarian came out to begin the proceedings here, making me laugh hard with his Elvis Sunnies, his zebra jacket, and a scarf. No shirt on underneath. What do you need a scarf for? He's joining commentary. Like, this is a guy who's in his 40s and he's dressing like he's in a hair metal band in the 80s. I fucking love it, dude. Kazarian is having the run of his career right now. I swear to God. I see where this is going. Bound for Glory. Kaz will win the TNA World title finally. It's got to be happening. Moose has been one of TNA's MVPs for the last 2 years. He has taken his place down the card at times. He's been the champion. He's put people over. He's done hardcore matches. He's set an example. So props to Moose. One of the spots of this matchup, they were going just back and forth here, but Nemeth got powerbombed through a timekeeper's table at one stage, and Moose put him through the fucking table, dude. You know, I think Nemeth must be having the time of his career right now. You know, you're getting to do what he wants to do, and he gets to be in the main event and have the matches he always wanted to try and have. You know, Dango and Alicia Edwards come running out. What's she gonna do? Nemeth cops the spear of a lifetime, kicks out. I think it's only the second time someone's kicked out of his spear. Mike Santana got involved. He brawls with Dango to the back. Moose kicks out of Danger Zone. A famous reversal of a power bomb. This was pretty good. Like the last few minutes of this match, suspense personified, brother. The system come out and dude, you got to be kidding me. John Layfield comes out again, lays out Brian Myers, lays out Eddie Edwards. Whatever he's doing, it's mysteries in the air. You don't know what the fuck's going on. Whatever he's doing, I'm digging it. And good on him. He's only 57 and he can still be involved. He doesn't have to just sit at home doing fuck all, mate. Moose hit a second spear. Ziggler kicked out. Sorry, Nemeth kicked out. That's never been done. And then Nemeth finally vanquished him after a super kick and a danger zone to retain the TNA heavyweight title. Fantastic main event. And certainly for me, I think the match of the week. So after this, we'll be checking out my exclusive thoughts on MLW Fightland that took place the very next day. So it's time for me to check out MLW Major League Wrestling's latest pay-per-view, or PLE, Fightland from Center Stage there in Atlanta, Georgia. Sold out again. MLW keep selling out. Good shit. So on this show, they are finishing off their illustrious tournament that's taken some time to get through once again. The Opera Cup, one of the oldest tournaments in wrestling history, even though it stopped happening in the 1940s, but they brought it back because Stu Hart, well, yeah, I'm going to give the Opera Cup to Teddy because, you know, he's a little bastard and he needs something in his life. And so Teddy Hart gave the company this trophy so they can bring back the Opera Cup. And Stu Hart, I was the final Opera Cup winner back in the 40s. And yeah. So anyway, TJP somehow fucking wormed his way into this tournament because I don't know why. Someone must have dropped out, or Davey Boy Smith Jr. had to drop out, or some shit. I don't know. And TJP is apparently the leader of the United Empire. Who cares? I really could care less about the fucking 500 stables they have in New Japan. TJP, he's taking on Kenta here. And I didn't really care for this because I knew it's a different kind of wrestling. There's no heat. It's just a back and forth match where they hit their moves on each other. That's just me. Sorry. ADHD requires me to have build to a match. Not big on tournaments. Anyway, the G2S and Kenta wins. And as I would expect him to, because, you know, they made such a big deal out of him being there. The next semi-final Opera Cup match is Mistico taking on Bad Dude Tito. So I heard nothing but bad things on Mistico versus Jericho, and Mistico was blamed. But I think he's been, again, as I said before, great in MLW. Let's see how he goes here. You know, they had Tito obviously dominate early on. I thought he was going to win the whole tournament. He works well with high flyers. But I don't see how Mistico has been performing badly at all. I don't see how he's lost a step. I don't know if people are sandbagging him down there in CMLL or whatnot, but he's been doing fine in MLW. Tito avoided a La Mystica, powerbombed him, 2 count, but then lost to a surprise crucifix. So he was at least protected here on the finish. So Mystico and Kenta will meet for the first time ever in the finals. Have to say, good decision from MLW for this, because that would be getting a lot of diehard wrestling fans at least interested to check out what the fuck's going to happen between those two meeting for the first time finally. Then we get to the next segment here, okay? Oh my God, I love this stuff. The Andersons, CW Anderson and Brock Anderson. They're the new Andersons here. They're following in the footsteps of Gene, Ole, and Arn. They're there on, I don't know what they're doing. They're on some rooftop somewhere drinking alcohol with Brett Ryan Gosselin, who's wearing a suit, and Bobby Fish is wearing like a collared shirt. They're talking about, I don't know, what they're going to be doing in MLW. And I think BRG or Bobby said, let's hit the town at the end of this. And I was like, I couldn't think of 4 people I would hate more to hit the town with. Like BRG with his no facial hair, Bobby Fish, who clearly is not someone who would be a party animal. I can't see him whatsoever being a party animal. Brock Anderson, I'm sure he could put a few beers away like his old man, but I'm not even sure if CW Anderson drinks anymore. I don't know. Considering how trim he is, I doubt it. Like, they're not going out in the fucking town. Next matchup. Thought I had to watch this one. Donovan Dijak, aka the former Dijak, takes on Timothy Thatcher. I'm glad that Dijak gets to continue on with his Sin City esque character from NXT. He just has to call himself Donovan Dijak. He got a dominant win. Good on you, Timothy. Well done, mate, for coming in, doing the job. Dijak looks good. Interview with Joe afterward. Mr. Saint Alaurent was his usual prick self in his stupid outfit. And Dijak says that there's an open contract and you better sign it because you're going to have to do or die, Jack. Fucking hell, mate. You are the living end, mate. Here we go. Best part of the show. Bobby Fish and BRG, Brett Ryan Gosselin, joined the commentary desk with Joe Dombrowski and Christian Cole. Heads to the bat. It's the Andersons taking on the Beaumaye Fight Club, which is Alex Kane and Mr. Thomas. Okay, the first thing I want to say here is I was watching this. It was in the afternoon on Saturday. Was it Saturday? No, it was Sunday. Sunday here in Australia. I decided on a nap. It was about 3:45 in the afternoon. So I thought I was going to have a nap for about, I don't know, half an hour. Just feeling a bit weary. I mean, I haven't been well. I woke up 9 hours later. What the fuck? 9 hours later, I woke up and it was 1 in. I went for a fucking 25 to 30-minute nap and I woke up 9 hours later. What do you think of that shit, Wendy Chu? Fuck me. I could not fucking believe it. I wake up and it's fucking pitch black and I'm like, what the fuck? Why did my alarm go off? Why didn't I at least wake up at some point? No. 9 hours sleep straight. Fucking hell, I must have needed it. Anyway, CW's last run on TV, I'd say here, bro. Make the most of it, dude. But anyway, also we got here Bobby. I charged $200 US for a podcast interview, Fish. He tried to charge me $200. I was like, no, dude, I'm sorry. It's not that you're not worth it, mate. It's just that you're not worth it. If Sabu charges 150, dude, and RVD doesn't charge anything, he didn't charge me a thing. Didn't charge me 1 cent. Then I'm sorry, I'm not paying $200 US for Bobby Fish to talk about how much he wants to beat up CM Punk or whatever the fuck. Anyway, So we have a nice back and forth between Boomaye and the Andersons. BRG and the Fishman. They left the commentary desk to attack. I thought AJ Francis was going to make the save and that Boomaye might have the three of them in it, and that he might try and, you know, make amends with Alex Kane and Mr. Thomas. But at the same time, like AJ Francis was randomly made a baby face the last time I saw him wrestle there, and I think he's gone now. So he was just there for one angle, which is a bit of a shame, but whatever. It kind of seems to be the way of the lay of the land there in MLW. People just kind of come and go. Kevin Knight came out and jumped on all the bad guys at ringside. Whilst this pandemonium was going on, I was like, no fucking way am I seeing John Layfield again. I was like, you gotta be kidding me that John Layfield, I just saw him on Victory Road. Where was that at? I was in fucking Texas. And now he's gone to, where was this show? Atlanta. He's gone from Texas to fucking Georgia. John Layfield's here now wearing the same fucking jacket and hat. And this time he lays out Mr. Thomas. And I'm like, what is going on here? He helps Ziggler in TNA. He helps Mance Warner in GCW. Now Brock Anderson in MLW. And whispers in his ear, sweet nothings. Well, I never. So the Andersons win, okay? Just when you think you have us beat, we have another ace up our sleeve, says BRG on the mic. And I'm like, you've been together one event. You have been together for one event. You literally formed at the last show. And you're talking about when you think you've got us beat, we have another ace up our sleeve. No one's ever almost had you beat because you've never been in this situation before today. BRG acting like Ric Flair, talking about all the ladies and all this shit. And I'm like, you don't tell me they're going down this road. He hands the mic to CW Anderson, which was the best thing he could have done at this stage. And CW talks about the history of MLW and the Extreme Horsemen. He talks about Brock's father, Arn, and the Four Horsemen. And then they've announced themselves to be known as the Rogue Horsemen. And I was like, you know what? When he said it, I fucking laughed so fucking loud. But I laughed because I liked the name. I was like, I fucking knew that they were going to be called some sort of horseman. I just thought, you know what, man? Like, okay. I like it. I can see Bobby Fish being that, like, Tully Blanchard. I can see the Andersons being the Andersons, obviously. I like BRG, okay? I do like Brett Ryan Gosselin, but I think he's a little young. And only a few months ago, he was fucking Ken. He was Ken. Somebody like Richard Holiday, now that's someone that would suit a spot as the, you know, the lead guy for a group like this. He'd look good in a suit. He's a good wrestler. You know, I don't know where Richard Holiday is right now. He's obviously gone, but I'm just not quite sold on BRG being in the Ric Flair role here. But anyway, Tito and Justice get into a shoving match backstage because they happen to cross paths, which was a very lazy way of kicking off an angle so that they can wrestle at the next show. Okamura, he beats Adam Priest in the next match. Contra were going to come out, but Akira laid them out with kendo sticks, which was pretty good. Riddle was backstage talking to Kojima, and then Mr. Saint Laurent and Tom Lawler challenged Riddle. And Riddle, it was so obvious he was stoned, dude. MLW World Championship was next. Satoshi Kojima defending against Mads Kruger. I wrote, I would be surprised if Kojima lost, but I'll be surprised if Kojima won. Kojima hit him with as much as he could and sold that it was hard trying to beat Kruger. I thought we're going to get a new champion. Janai Kai got involved, contra-attacked. Backstage, though, by Akira and Okamura. Minoru hit Akira with the most fucking piss-weak chest shot I've ever seen in my life. Fucking hell. In the ring. Damn it, bro. Kruger tried to throw a fucking fireball at Kojima, and dude, he missed him by a fucking country mile. You serious? He missed him by a mile, dude. And Kojima still sold it. Referee puts a towel over his eyes, gets a water bottle. I'm like, fuck off, man. He didn't even go near his feet, let alone his fucking face. Oh dear. Anyway. DQ. Riddle's theme hit. Here's the thing. Riddle's hair in the prior segment to this match was straight. He comes out with his hair fucking like braided or some shit. His hair was completely different, like braided to his head. Completely different than it was literally just before this began. Come on, guys. Tighten it up. Akira cleaned house. Well, he attempted to anyway, and I thought that was the last match, but it wasn't. Because we got Mistico and Kenta in the finals of the Opera Cup. I was like, I think Mistico should win this. It was a highly intense battle. Still not really impressed by Kenta, and I still don't get the hype, but I guess the rest of the world sees it. I'm just not sure what else there is he needs to do to prove himself to me. I don't know. La Mystico wins the tournament. I'm not going to talk about this blow by blow. Why would I do that? Because we're talking about the highlights here, baby. Congratulations to Mystico. MLW have really made him something important. So good shit there. We're about to get to some tweets here for the final segment here on the inaugural edition of Livewire Slamcast here on the Slam Society. But before we get there, I would like you all to please, if you have not already, like, subscribe, hit the bell. Please, it doesn't take very long. I implore you. You can follow me on Twitter at Karlifornia NWO. You can follow me on Twitch. So what I think, what is it say it there? It says it there that you can follow me on Twitter. Where are we pointing here? Sorry. It says it there. And then maybe here it says you can follow me on Twitch at NW Bro. Clearly I like the NWO, bro. If you'd like to chat with me and request anything for me to check out, you know, from week to week here on Livewire Slamcast, you can find me on IRC Chat on the Ryzen Network. Remember old IRC Chat right there just above, you know? The chat room, hashtag pro wrestling, is a bunch of great guys I've been talking to for years in there about wrestling. And if you are even more so into nostalgia than I am, or sorry, as much into it as I am, you can Google the word escargot. 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 It's down below here somewhere. Create an account because someone has recreated MSN Messenger, Windows Live Messenger. They've even made Yahoo Messenger, and they're in the middle of remaking AOL and ICQ messengers. But if you create an account, download MSN Messenger that has been remade by this company. It's all reliable shit. I've been on it for 2 years now. You can add me and talk to me directly by adding me at Karlifornia at escargo.chat. So that's, again, Karlifornia at escargo.chat. Sorry, I'm getting a phone call from a family member there. After this, we'll be checking out some tweets right here to finish things off on Livewire Slamcast. Okay, we're back here with some tweets. I'm responding to some tweets. My favorite thing to do here on reviews is respond to tweets from wrestling fans. First one comes from Marlon_Lyle on X. Victory Road during the USA Network premiere of WWE Smackdown. Are you guys retarded? I wasn't aware of it till this morning. Sunday. What happened to Saturday and Sunday pay-per-view events? Relax, Marlon. So they had a Friday night pay-per-view. Like, why are you getting so worked up over it? Why is it upsetting you so much? Who cares? Who cares? Here's the thing. TNA would have booked this months in advance. So it doesn't matter. They wouldn't have known that there was going to be a premiere of SmackDown on USA when they booked this venue a year ago. Tweet 1B here, again from Marlon Lyle. Because I've responded to him telling him that. He said, it was still 2,000 for them and 14,000 for SmackDown. Stupid to put on a pay-per-view during SmackDown on Friday. If you're talking about the attendance, Marlon, SmackDown was in Washington. TNA was in Texas. It didn't affect their attendance, you knobhead. At Wrestling Phobia. This is translated from Spanish. Wendy Chu put in one of the best performances we've seen from her in on Victory Road against Jordynne Grace. She needed it. I think she's a good fighter, but she's penalized a lot by not finding the right character and not adapting her to the ring. Not adapt. I'm not you're talking about Phobia. I agree with you. I agree with you 110%. I think Wendy has always struggled to find the character that she needs in order to flourish in pro wrestling. I think the whole thing with the pillow needs to go away. We get it, right? I think, we can get away from the sleeping stuff. Yes, I think that's definitely hampered her progress in pro wrestling is the gimmicks. But she did have her best outing, I think, with Jordynne Grace there. The next one from at GRT_4000, Gaz is his name. Did they really have Zachary Wentz beat Mike Bailey for the X Division Championship so it appeared on WWE TV and then lose it straight back to him? Gaz, look, I could read a tweet like that and immediately I could see myself getting angry at you straight away. But I know that you're just asking an innocent question here. I know what I'm like. I have no patience. So I immediately think someone's trying to be mean or rude about something. I'm not going to defend this decision here. But I will say this. I don't mind a bit of hot potato with the belt. Like, it remains to be seen whether they did that just to get the X Division title on WWE television. But as far as I'm concerned, I think it's exciting. It makes it fun that all of a sudden Mike Bailey slipped on a banana peel and Zachary Wentz became the X Division champion. But then when they had the rematch, Bailey had his head on straight and he managed to get the win he was supposed to have in the first place. It's true to life. It's true to life. Remember that Steve? I think his name's Steve or something, the Australian skater. Everyone fell over and he was like dead last position and everyone fell over and he ended up becoming the gold medalist. Sometimes people slip on a banana peel and it just happens. Phil, the promoter. I prayed for this and it happened. Ariana Grace and Milan Miracle on screen together. I'm loving this partnership between TNA and NXT. I'm loving it too. And I thought, again, the stuff with Santino and his daughter, wholesome. You've been dying to see it and you never thought you would have got to see it. The next one from @avoid temptation. Temptation. Fuck, man. How did that make me laugh? Avoid temptation. Fuck you, Tim. Anyway, Tim found this picture funny at LMAO at Rick WWE Sign Guy, and I thought it was funny too. I spat with laughter. The dude's got a picture of Alicia Edwards with a speech bubble saying blah 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 blah, and she's just standing there in the ring staring at it like oh, she's great at her character, man. I fucking love that character. Good stuff. That really made me laugh. Anthony Martinez at Dr. One Bonus. He's retweeted something that Miguel Contreras at Miguel Yoto. He said, hashtag TNA Victory Road, a fan sign, lol. And Anthony said they would like TNA Victory Road to be close to AEW Rampage, but TNA's competition is MLW. Okay. Okay. Let them have their little victory, you fucking... Anthony, come on! TNA's competition... No, it's not. But I like the sign. I thought the sign was funny. Like, have a sense of humor. Come on, bro. 6B. Here we go. Here come the comments. Here come the... We can't have a fun little sign where someone wrote TNA greater than AEW. We can't have it for 1 minute without people fucking... Here we go. Geeked Out Wrestling at Geeked Out Lucha said, I wonder what the numbers in Victory Road are going to look like. My guess is that the numbers will be pretty bad. Really? Really? Excuse me, doctor. Thank you for your fucking prognosis on that. Really fucking appreciate it. Here's the thing, fuckhead, okay? I don't give a fuck what you think, dickhead. Geeked Out Lucha. You're a fuckhead, mate. Like... Oh, did you get your feelings hurt because you said TNA's better than AEW? So you got to go around and be like, oh, I bet the numbers will be pretty bad. Fuck you, dickhead. I bet the numbers are better than they've been in ages because of their partnership with NXT. So fuck you. Here we go. Here comes Pete Housen, or Peter Nelson, whatever he wants to be called. Oh, Pete Housen. I get it, fuckhead. Danhausen, you mark. TNA ... started in 2002. 0 events ever drew over 10K. Never made a dent in the WWE monopoly. AEW started in 2019. Already multiple events with crowds of over 10K, including 80K and 55K. Already in a major cable network. Already put a large dent in the monopoly. Hang on, let me pause for a second here. Okay, let me just say this, right? Peter, like, did you really get your feelings hurt that much by that tweet, by that guy's sign, that you wanted to just fucking shit on TNA? Dude, you need to fucking get a grip. And you need to take a good, long, cold, hard look in the mirror, bro, okay? Look at him. Started in 2019. Already multiple events with crowds over 10K. The fucking owner is a fucking billionaire's son. What a fucking head start he's fucking had. Don't start that shit with Panda Energy having all that fucking money and Anthem being fucking... out the wazoo with money. They don't invest that much money into TNA. They don't have an open fucking bank account for them to use. It's just comical to me that you can't fucking hack it when someone says one thing and you've got to fucking just fucking go straight for the fucking neck. One thing that TNA will always have over AEW, AEW will never draw over 2 million people on Dynamite. Ever. And that's a fucking guarantee. I will eat my hat. I will eat my hat and I will chop up this jumper into little bits and I will dip it in tomato sauce and eat my whole jumper if AEW on Dynamite are ever able to draw more than 2 million people like TNA did in 2010. Neck a fat one, bro. Okay. Tweet number 7. We got 2 to go here. Mike Rodriguez Pelot at Mike the Rebel 23. The AEW CMLL partnership is, oh God, is looking a lot like what people thought the WWE TNA partnership was going to look like. You're fucking wrong, dickhead. John Hamilton. It's NXT, not main roster as of yet, hence why all the talent you've seen in TNA are from NXT, not SmackDown or Raw. I know it's hard to work out, but there it is. It's not hard to work out, dude. It's John, it's not hard to work out. These people are just fucking idiots. They're fucking idiots, and they're just trying so hard with all their might that possibly can have in their soul and system. With all their might, please, we need to have something over WWE, please. Anyone can say whatever they want. Anyone can go around saying statements as if they're truth. But the fact of the matter is, AEW and CMLL's partnership is like apples and oranges with WWE and TNA. You're talking about a partnership where Mexican talent are flying to America to wrestle on AEW television, and some AEW guys are going and wrestling on CMLL shows. And 2 completely different markets that reach different people. TNA and NXT, pretty much like, you know, they're pretty on the same level. That's why it's working out so well, because it makes sense that NXT and TNA are working together, because like Joe Hendry is just as well known as fucking Ethan Page and Trick Williams. You know, Jordynne Grace is just as well known as a Roxanne Perez. And I'm going to get to the next bit. Sorry, I had to cough. Trinidad Odie said, in quotations, I know it's hard to work out. Literally not a singular soul is having any trouble knowing who the collab is. Literally, it is #NXTNA. Thank you! But it's quite literally still WWE. You just choose to be a sheep and follow along with all the other dorks by repeating their shtick. I don't know, Odie, I don't know if you realize, I don't think John was trying to say anything bad, but I think they ended up arguing as well. I didn't get that part of the tweet. But Mike Rodriguez Pelot, like, I don't know where you're coming from, dude. You're just baiting people, but the WWE TNA partnership is cranking, brother. The final tweet here. Is this the final tweet? Is this seriously the final tweet? Do not tell me I ended this on positivity. Oh my God, I ended this on positivity. Well, I fucking never. Tweet number 8, the final tweet. Clothesline / lariat from LPEP23 because he's retweeted John Layfield being so proud of his friend Kojima. Huge star, great guy. We were together in Europe for 7 months in 1995, and we both got a Stan Hansen influenced clothesline. So happy to see him again. Here's to you, John. Here's fucking to you, mate. And here's to you as well, Mr. Kojima. So there we have it. I've responded to the tweets. Oh my God, man. I've laughed so much. I've had a great time here. And before we sail off into the sunset, if you've enjoyed my reviews here, you've enjoyed my suggestions and thoughts, I've got some further thoughts and suggestions. And I hope you've enjoyed this review of several different things here for this week. And our next week's episode, I suppose I'll let you know, I'll let the cat out of the bag. I'm going to talk a little bit about women of wrestling. Wow. I'm going to be also talking about the ongoings of Monday Night Raw, Ohio Valley Wrestling, NXT Level Up, and I'll have a look and see if there's anything interesting that hits my radar on AEW Dynamite. So that's what's happening next week. Hope you've enjoyed the inaugural edition here of our brand new show here, the Livewire Slamcast. I'm Karlifornia, and I'll see you all next time. Thank you.